Alright, welcome. A little 30-second delay just to make sure that everyone can get in and join us. And welcome to another Zombie Devil stream. I did start the new job, and yesterday was the first day. Uh, I don't have my official schedule yet, so as a result, I have today off, and you guys get another stream, so I didn't have to end it the way that I ended it on Monday, and then getting work done on Tuesday, so I couldn't stream. Preparation work, really, but here we are. Yay! But, maybe you can hear the little pitter patter of the rain outside. I mean, I'm close to a window. So, anyway, let's get going. Another draft, another stream. It's 10:30, almost, or it's 10:40, excuse me, but almost 11. And I will, take a little break at some point, to step outside. But for now, let's get going. This is one that I already drafted. I think it's got 3, maybe it has 4 wins. I didn't look. But, ooh. It's a red-white, which is by far, like, the worst color pairing in the set. There are a couple things, though, and it's not the Faithful Evidence. That's a rare. The Stuffed Bear and the Thraben Exorcism are the 2 cards I'm very unsure of when it comes to making this work. I guess Exorcism's fine. And then probably just another Candlegrove. Candlegroves can fly. The Stuffed Bear is a 4/4, but it's I'm not... Some of those are accidental picks that kind of stayed in. And you can see I kind of was like, oh, well, I'll just Jeskai it. And it's like, I'd basically just be splashing for... Because I only have 13 creatures. I only had 12 with the Stuffed Bear. And I don't think splashing black for the 2 Rite of Oblivions is good. Because I might as well run the Diagraph Horde if I'm going to go black. And even though we get a couple more spells for the purposes of the Seize the Storm. Because we only have, like, the thing is only going to be, the biggest it can be with 9 instants and sorceries is a 9/9. But that's all your spells. That's never going to happen. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of going on a tangent, but, 4 wins, and we're just going to go straight into another draft after this. But, the fun thing about this is if I can somehow rattle off a 7X in the slightly over an hour that I'll be going today. That will be in Diamond for the second time. Only the second time I'll have made it to Diamond. Oh, we got paired against a Mythic opponent. How about that? Arena likes me. I shouldn't keep this because I don't have a creature, but I'm going to keep it. Mythic number 417. Like, I have removal, so I can answer whatever they play. And then it's just a matter of us drawing a creature and then putting some pressure on. I played one yesterday, and it was a real grind against... It was also green-blue. Hey, that's actually pretty good. But they drew basically their whole deck, all but 4 cards, and even though they had, like, played it right in terms of board wipes and things like that, where I had them at, I want to say 4 life, It was like, okay, I have you at 4 life, and you have 4 cards, so what are you going to do? Attack for 3. Like, well, to better explain the situation, I was sitting at like 50, like, I was sitting at 47, basically 50 life. And it was like, come on, man. I have more life. He may have, well, he has more cards in the yard. He doesn't necessarily have more cards. Kind of annoying, but here we go. Alright, we cleared the beast out. But we had the 2-for-1 them to clear the beast. Mill. And a Scob, okay. They have more cards in hand. And the clue token. They play a creature, they'll then have more creatures than us. Alright. More cards in hand and a creature. More cards in hand, more creatures, and so on and so forth. Okay. Boop. They want us to attack, but presumably they just double block something. So I'm not quite sold on that maneuver. Because I'm going to do that. They're never going to flip it tonight. If anything, they'll flip it today. I'm purposely going to flip it. Yes. Triggers happen. Here we go. Those were 2 of our best cards that are now gone. And yeah, I'm just going to kill off the Scob Wrangler. Just because it's going to annoy me. He left it at nighttime, so I have to flip it back to daytime. There's another beast, unfortunately. It's kind of like these 4/4s gum up the board too much. And I don't think, I mean, if I swing all out, I think I lose. I just get wrecked. And otherwise lose that exchange. So I need him to kind of drop his guard for a second. I mean, it's still a 5/4, but it's a 5/4 that I'd rather be a 6/5 because it blocks the beasts a lot better. Next. Yeah, I'll draw a card. Yeah, these 4 cards, I really would want that, like that Angel Fire Ignition, back into the deck. Unfortunately, it's on the bottom. The good news is if I can somehow survive long enough, this would be a Light Up the Night for, like 15. So it would be a lethal Light Up the Night if I got that far down in the deck. Not gonna happen, but, you know, it's a mighty big if. Okay, and they go for the 2/2 zombie. Good for you. Just cast the flyer, and you can, I mean, chip in consistently. I'm fine taking a bunch of damage. Like, so long as I can get in for 1 damage reasonably, then I will, you know, absorb a chunk of damage. They're only at 9 cards. So there's that. Oh, and a Scab Wrangler. How much fun. Much fun. Well, this can get in for damage. It can get in for damage. Will it? Not necessarily, but because they just tap it down. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I forced them to use the Scab Wrangler to keep it tapped down. Or to get in for damage consistently. With the Falcon Abomination, because the thing can just stand there. Sure, do it all on your end step, but if you're not attacking me, then why are you tapping them down? Because you can tap down the Gavony Dawnguard and swing with your team, and I have no profitable blocks. Well, 1 profitable block to get rid of the Scab Wrangler, but otherwise I don't really benefit from that maneuver. Don't care. See, that's the unfortunate part. It's just we lost our 4 best cards like that could have won us the game. I'll take 1 more hit, just 1, in hopes that I can get a second spell. Just anything that I can cast. Because Candlegrove Witch is fine, because I'll just cast this for no value. It will hurt, but I think that's just the way to go. Because I mean, yeah, if they're finally swinging with both beasts, then that's what I wanted. So yeah, you got it, boss. Because they can't tap everything down. They can only tap 2 things down reasonably. Oh, great, another Scott. Oh, man. Alright, well. That's all I got. Because you were going to tap down my Soul Guide Grift anyway. And we probably just lost here. Because they tapped something else down. Probably the Dread Knight. And then none of our blocks are good. We at least got them to 7 cards. Because they self-milled themselves into oblivion. Just to get a Scalbringler. But you're not beating a deck that has 3 Scalbringlers. Because there's one right there in the graveyard. What's Slogurk? Yeah, they kind of have a good Slogurk deck. I mean, I killed it when I killed it. Because I faithful absenced it. And then I had to 2 for 1. Well, it's the 2 for 1 with the Sacred Fire. But I had to 2 for 1 the Beast. Okay, they used a bounce spell. And now we're going to tap this thing down. And then we're going to... I mean, this is a little over the top if you ask me. Just swing out. I have 4 blockers. I'm on 6 life. Can they not do that math? Here's a question for you, chat. How good at math are you? Thanks for joining us. Join the effort. Or joint effort, sorry. I can't read your name. Joint effort. Are you good at math? Because, like, let's look at this guy's board. And then why would you attack that way? You have lethal. That's just bad manners. I mean, I have to make a bad block. But I'm only taking 2 here. And look, that's all of my blockers. Oh, he has the Fading Hope back. So yeah, he can bounce something. Oh well, whoop-de-doo. I still have to make that block in order to live. And then you're going to bounce something. Like, that's the epitome of bad manners. I'm sorry. Like, what the hell are they doing? I'm at 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 additional power here on the battlefield, and that they didn't swing with. They chose to just take me to 4. Are they trying to win with 1 card left in their library? Like, what the hell BS is this? I'm going to cast that as a white card and then scoop, because again, they had lethal. Like, what's going on here? In the sense that, you know, it's like, yeah. I think we actually could have done a lot better if some of those cards, like you saw, like those 2 spells, the Light Up the Night and then the Angelic whatever, which is the put counters, give something vigilance, lifelink, and trample. Like, oh, and indestructible. That had those not ended up on the bottom, like had I naturally drawn those, that's where the Dawn Guard is kind of like, and kind of hurt us. The one time it did flip from day to night, it took our best spells and put it on the bottom of the library. But the point is that I think that card would have been very helpful to us if we had it. When we had it. Once they got the Scalbranglers online, there's nothing we can do about that. those things just tap us down again and again and again and again and again. Oh, Tovlar's Huntmaster bomb. I take that every day. Hey, thanks Bethalda for joining us. Feel free to say something in chat, just to be like, hi, hello, how are you? Woo! I'm thinking that we just stay in green, just for the time being, by taking this uncommon. But this is a very good uncommon, the Lunar Frenzy one. Because green-red are the werewolf colors. And then there's green-blue as well here. But we don't necessarily need to be in a direction where it's like, it's just a big dumb idiot. I'm thinking we'd take the big dumb idiot and then just kind of see how they're... Because we can be in green-black, which is why I'm going to take this Eaten Alive. We can also be in green... white, the Candletrap, the Luminarch Veteran. But I'm going to take the black card for now. And maybe we end up in Jund. Speaking of Jund and werewolves, I remember Huntmaster of the Fells when it used to be a staple in Jund decks. Can't say it sees too much play. I mean, Jund as a whole, I don't think sees too much play these days. If it does, it's Jund Death Shadow, or if it's sorry, my brain just decided to short circuit. But the other thing I was going to say about Jund is that, so if you're still playing it in Modern, the one variation is Jund Death Shadow. Okay, there we go, brain. And then the other variation that's probably seeing play these days is the Lurrus Jund. So you're not playing Huntmaster of the Fells because it's a form CMC or mana value, excuse me, card. Because you're probably running Ragavan and Seal of Fire, and of course Mishra's Bauble, because Mishra's Bauble is card draw in a Jund deck in a deck that typically didn't have card draw. Beyond maybe a Nihil Spellbomb. Jund was one of my favorite decks. At least, in terms of modern decks that I have in paper. And still have. I still have modern Jund. I have Steve Argyle signed Liliana's, but you can't play Liliana in Jund anymore. So there you go. I actually have a couple of Ragavons, so I have a couple of Ragavons, so I could put it together. Doesn't mean I want to, but I could. Yawgmoth combo, courtesy of Grist. Looks like the modern metagame is dominated by Hammer Time, Burn, Control, Footfalls. Okay, Jund is in there, and then Murktide and Blink. I think we're going to be a green-black deck. But let us see. I take the one red card there that's halfway decent. Interloper. Is no one else on right now, by the way? I mean, I don't know about Hoogland or those folks, but I'm just asking. Asking for a friend. I'm just going to leave white open. Those white cards were actually quite good, but I'm going to leave it open for whoever wants it. If this was a paper draft, I might just cut those cards from the white player and just be like, haha, I'm hate drafting. Take that. But because it's not a paper draft, I'll just let them take all the white cards they want. These, I mean, the folks in your pod, I mean, behold the pod, most of the time are not going to be the ones you play against in the, I'm going to take the mythic. Let me select it just so I don't miss it. But oftentimes, these aren't going to be the folks you run into on ladder. I assume they are all the same rank as you. I assume, but I don't know that about Arena. That's something that Arena would have to clarify. And then there's also Grizzly Ghoul. I think this might be the only time I will have played straight green-black. That's a good removal spell, so yes, I take that. Thank you very much. I take that. And I take that. So, like, all our removal is in black, and then figure out the rest. Spilled my coffee. On me. I didn't, you know, it's not like I spilled it on my computer. I wouldn't just casually continue drafting here and being like, oh, you know, I just spilled coffee on my computer, guys. It's like, no, if that were the case, I'd be going, oh shit. I mean, in a way, green has gotten cut from us, but oops, I didn't mean to send the Bird Admirer that way. Might have done that by accident. There we go. And the Huntmaster is basically like a mythic, so we have 2 6-drop mythics. I just took the Moonrager Slash there to take it. We had some good options there. It was either the Grizzly Ghoul, another one of these flying vampires, or that discards a card if they've taken damage. I'll take it because it has evasion, but I don't necessarily think that's the pick. Second Interloper. The problem with these, or the Siege Zombie, and I took the Siege Zombie, sorry. Because Siege Zombie, you know, if you get stuck in a grindy game, you can just keep tapping it. Do I have a way of making a lot of tokens? Not really. Well, I mean, yes. But, but you don't want to rely on that. And I do want to wheel our way here into a Crawl from the Cellar. I don't necessarily want to first pick a Crawl from the Cellar because I did pass one. Someone, if there is someone else in black, and I'm sure there is, although we've cut black pretty hard, to the point where we only have 3 green cards. we started off cutting green, and we don't have a lot of green. A third interloper. I mean, it's okay, but it can't block. So we're either playing like super duper aggressive. Okay, well, I take the red card because Jund is still an option. Not the best option, but it's an option. Because we can do Jund with a bunch of... I mean, someone's leaving red open to us. Now we have a conundrum. Okay, this is a conundrum. Because that is basically a mythic. If they don't kill it immediately, it's basically a mythic. Draws you cards. So long as creatures are dying. But this guy can just recast all the spells in your graveyard. I think you just take the mythic. Like, I'm not saying I love it. Like, it doesn't get me off or anything like that. And sorry, I'm being facetious. But I'm not opposed to that. But its cost at 3 green is steep. Especially since we're probably going to be in 3 colors. So. Well, okay. Fine. Fine. I panicked. Alright. Baneblade is good. So is Digraph Horde. I can't rely on the fact that I'm going to see the Digraph Horde again. So I will take the Digraph Horde. Because like I said, it may not wheel. Duel. Yeah, we may not see the... And we don't necessarily need another 5. I mean, Burly Breaker's good, but we don't necessarily need it. Farmer's okay. Because it is a 2/3. It is mana fixing. I don't like the Death Bonnet Sprout, personally. I took the farmer, okay. Take the Tavern Ruffian. He saved my bacon more than you think. Second Siege Zombie. Unfortunately, I should have taken the one crawl from the cellar when I saw it. Is what this is telling me. Because we haven't come across another crawl from the cellar. And it's a common. Like, we would hope to have come across it again. Duel. Another 5. I took the Storm, but I don't think it's the best card. Bounding Wolf. What's our creature count? 15? Oh, we're fine. We're fine on creatures then. So we can... Huh. The thing is, we do want a decent amount of red, so I think that's not. I think that's correct. 3 actually is probably fine. Okay. The Elementalists can also get our instant and sorceries back. If we wanted to play it that way. Because this is, right now, this is going to be a pretty grindy remove, removal heavy deck. If for whatever reason that is the only red spell that we play, it's not the worst. It's not the best either. But it's not the worst. I don't think that's beneficial. It exiles something, but my logic was, okay, it can add red mana. Well, no, I'm sinking mana in to add red mana. Which, unless I'm super duper flooded, I don't think that's beneficial. I can get 2 more removal spells in red, and the ability to get them back. But I don't know if that outweighs what we already have. Like, we already have just siege zombies that kind of just stand in the way. And vampire interlopers and so on and so forth. Now, I will do that and run 41 cards. Just because the interloper can get in for damage to trigger these guys. Also, she's a vampire. Or he. But I think it's a she. Yeah, it's got the... Sorry. Am I paying that close attention to the artwork? Nope. Yeah, no, it's a she. Like, that mills and can get us stuff, but I don't want to mill over that. Or that. So, I think that's alright. We're still doing 17 lands. We're not doing 16. I'd go to 16. But, what do you cut? I'm going to cut a forest, probably. But, if we're honest, like, to me, that's what I cut. But that doesn't mean it's the pick, so to speak. Play the interloper. It just jumps in for damage and goes, look at me. Oh! The light actually isn't turned on. Oh, there we go. There should be sound on your end, but there wasn't any game audio on my end. It's like, wait a minute. Needless to say, I remembered that I muted my computer. A defenestrate. Oh no. Yeah, we can take 5. Because we crunch back in for... We crunch back in for 5, so they go to 10. We have the life advantage on that front. And I get to hold an Olivia's Midnight Ambush up. How about that? Pink deck wins. I wonder if that's a play on... if that's meant to be a dick joke. Well, well, well. Okay. You paralyze my flying interloper. Oh no! We have additional ones. That's why I'm not freaking out about it. Oh my. They're not going to trade off a Flesh Taker. Yup. See, we knew it. I can still tap this to the Siege Zombie's ability. They mixed their basic lands. First of all, I didn't know Arena let you have non-matching basics. And secondly, how dare you go through the effort to put in non-matching basics just to, like, troll your opponent? Like, that's a bit much, isn't it? Oh boy. I was half tempted to, I may still try to do it. I was going to play the Lord of the Rings soundtrack as background music. It's like, I don't think I'm allowed. Because I think copyright blocks me on that one. Okay, you use the spell that's a -11/-11 to kill a 2/2. Well, it's that 2/2 is gonna drain me all the way down. I don't know if I would have done that, but I guess if you can't remove my decayed tokens, then sure. Okay. I have no way of bringing it back. They have to block. The zombie can't block, so they have to block with the Flesh Taker. Sure. They topped whatever they scryed up there. I forgot that his ability allows you to gain life, but either way, what did they top? Did they top the land that they needed, or... Okay, they got a Death Toucher. That's no fun. Our interloper being stuck is annoying us right now. Like, the game would be over if they didn't candle trap that flyer. Granted, green is the color of, like, enchantment removal, but I don't have a means of removing that enchantment. Well, and they're going to gum up the ground. So nothing I can do about that. Alright. Can they remove a flyer? Arguably, I think I opened the door to a big swing, but well, we got 3 lands off of them. How about that? The decayed tokens do drain me. Okay. I just block, but yes, you drain me too. Whew. Alright. They can make the Flesh Taker huge. On board, they at least can drain us 6, but we can block a certain amount of that. Yep. Because I'm like, I don't think you have lethal on us. Even with that. Even factoring in that -6. So that was a good couple draws that we got off the top of our deck to help us out of that. Wasn't a big pinch or anything like that, but it definitely was like, awkward. I make funny noises, everybody. What do you mean you make funny noises? It sounds more to me like you're having the weirdest orgasm. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I mean, there's a reason I don't use the webcam. I crack myself up sometimes. But no. We're not messing around. Sometime today I'm going to have to put a garbage bag over my bike. I have a bike, a nice racing bike that I have to leave outside. Because I don't have enough room in my apartment, but it's dumping rain, and so it's like, no. I go for the ramp. Let's be honest. The ramp is more beneficial to us. Interloper doesn't do anything. I'll take another 3. We're severely crippled, but it's not the end of the world. Because I have the Bounding Wolf. Sure. A little 2-1. That becomes it's a 4-3, but if I... Well, I can make it a 6-5 if he wants to trade. Of course he doesn't. I could. Alright. I mean, it's kind of a waste of a midnight ambush, but I'd do it. Alright, that's fine. Still gonna do it. I don't mind making that block. Thank you very much. Plop. Counterspell? I mean, you don't pause that long unless you're thinking about something. Or you're taking a poop or something, and as a result, you're off. You're not actually paying attention to Arena, which I do quite a bit. Not the pooping part, but, you know, I mean, I do that, but but the not paying attention to Arena part, I do quite frequently. Why would you care about that card so much? To the point that he put it on top. This, I'm still opening up the trade because I play that and it gets 2 counters if it dies because he trades off the Unblinking Observer. But this gets a single counter. It's still a 3-3. 3-3 is going to step in front of everything on his board right now. So I'm fine with that. Unless you have another burn spell, but okay, one of the cards in your hand was a land, and the other is this creature that you put on top. If that's... It is a burn spell, okay, so you flip it back to a 3-3. But how many of those do you have is my question. I don't think I have any life gain in here. Not really. Alright. I'd rather flash in the Bounding Wolf. Trade it. Trade it with the Embodiment of Flame, if that's the attack he's going to make. I mean, they're on 11. We're on 7. 3 creatures versus 2 creatures, but my creatures are a little bit better than his. Alright, Devious Cover-Up counters. There we go. There's nothing to discard. Daytime. That was kind of a mistake, but not really. If they have the burn spell, they have the burn spell. Like, that's why I say it's kind of, but not really a mistake. It's not a good trade for you if you swing out with everything. I can do that once now. That's the good thing. Yes. First order business, that. Second order business, that. Auto pay. Duel of Dominance. Cast Duel of Dominance. And yes, lovely. Get the presents, get the presents. Now that morbid opportunist pick aside, for those of you, I mean, you two that are still here, I mean, Bethalda and Joint Effort, I mean, you guys saw that morbid opportunist pick, where we took the mythic instead, by which I mean we took the vampire. It's the I brain fart a lot. I'm sorry. Adversary. That's the adversary cycle. That in turn. I can wait until it flips. Let him mill off lands. Yep, because he may want those lands. He may not. But well, and that's better for us anyway. I'm one forest away from doing anything. Like I have the Bounding Wolf. That's good. I don't have a forest. That's bad. if he's trying to mill lands, we can ensure that is done. It's a non-bow with devious cover-up if he wanted to shuffle things back in, because then this doesn't flip. Do 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 do. Yeah, and we've only drawn green cards. You do you, man. I can't do anything. I was gonna kill the Deathbonnet Sprout on like trigger with that Midnight Hunt, like, but I can't do anything. So yeah, you're gonna get a 3/3 that's gonna become a 4/4 and a 5/5, and it's gonna hurt me quite a bit. And I'm not willing to tap my Siege Zombie just to make my Blood Chief race the Deathbonnet Sprout, or now Deathbonnet Hulk. I have it Eaten Alive in the deck, and Eaten Alive can at least, step up and draw me a card. Do whatever you've got to do, man. Like, you're reading all my creatures. My creatures only do something if I do damage to you. Or if I have enough creatures to tap to do damage to you. So, like, that ain't gonna happen. So I'm just gonna drain you one. Yep. It hits. I drew a swamp. I really needed, not a swamp, but something else. Well, I'm going to do that because they both trigger and give you the floor. I'm going to make 2 3/3s, then I'm going to make 2 4/4s, then, and the race is essentially on to compete with the Deathbonnet Hulk, but I think I kind of have to do it once, as in leave myself vulnerable for a turn in hopes that I can, like, really truly race our opponent here. Especially if they're going to, like, swing all out, or at least, even if it is just the Deathbonnet Hulk. I mean, they can't really block a 3/3 very well. Okay, that has Death Touch, but... well, alright. Yeah, I'll throw that away. I can still tap 3 creatures, that's why I'm willing to throw it away. And because these become 4/4s. If he didn't block. Okay. You've proved your point. I have a 5/4 trampler. I don't know if the 4/5 is necessarily better than the 5/4, but, you know, there was logic in doing what we did. I mean, that becomes a 5/5, so I think the 5/4 is better, because the 5/4 can just trade off with the Death Bonnet Hulk if that's how they want to attack us. And then we're left with these 3/3s that can step in front of the zombies. And then this guy's going to be a 6/6 if I do draw a secondary forest. And if I don't draw a secondary forest, I still have these two, the Hauler and the Bounding Wolf. So I'm not opposed. Not opposed. Cool. Yep, just wants to wait a turn. I'm okay with that. Alright. I can force damage through if I wanted to, but I don't. You tap. Tap like you've never tapped before. Tap like the Dickens. Aha! I've tapped all my creatures. Look at me. I now have a 6-power creature. It is what it is. We don't have, that's the only, yeah. I mean, we exiled, though. Or he exiled those. Oh, he exiled them from our graveyard. He ate our graveyard first. Makes sense, but anyway. We're one mountain away from doing that. Forest away from doing that. Don't get me wrong, it's a hell of a board state, but just get the damn forest. Yeah, leave that forest on top. It's kind of dumb, but I mean, don't get me wrong, that if one of us flips it tonight too, then this becomes a -11/11, and I can very easily get rid of the 6/6. It's just getting over the board state that is 4/4 beasts and 3/3 insects becomes problematic. I assume he has a combat trick if he's going to attack with that thing, because I just put the Hauler right in front and say, okay. I mean, basically I play out the Huntmaster next turn. And then I assume he's just debating which disturb, or not disturb, flashback spell. Sorry, wrong keyword. They're gonna cast, and then it's like, okay, you got it. Like, you're gonna go wide, and I'm probably gonna get buried by the fact that you're going wide. Or maybe he's debating passing and not casting anything just to flip the Bird Admirer, but it flips my Tireless Hauler, so why? Okay. Oh, he's actually doing the math then? perhaps. I mean, I don't care. Or he's doing the math in the sense that I have to throw something under the Death Bonnet Hulk. Yeah, that's probably the math they're doing. The decayed things go away, so I don't care about that. Oh. Sure. But that one's not going to do anything. So you removed a blocker. Like, I guess that gets you hot. Okay. I'm at 1. It doesn't save us, because the 6/6 would have to play that out. I can only block 2 things, and we're at 1. So it doesn't save us. I'm just going to cast it for the sake of casting it. But, yeah, they got us. They got us. And we stayed in the game, so... Credit to us, but I was hoping that they would not swing all out and buy us a turn. Not that those blocks were any better. I mean, hey, I did not predict getting Revenge of the Drowned right there. Offensively. Normally, people do that defensively. Be like, haha, I got you. It's like, yeah, you did. That you did. It's fine. Oop, I got my time to stand. Oh, yep, Burt Reynolds is dead. Here's or no, he's not dead. Sorry, it was the. It was. God damn it. Norm Macdonald who died. But he was making fun of Burt Reynolds. Oh, Burt Reynolds is dead. I didn't know he died. Goes to show what I know. All the Baldwins are dead. You know, he's not a Baldwin, but but our opponent named Turd Ferguson, so Norm Macdonald. Ode to Norm Macdonald. We have some big creatures, so I'm not freaking out. We're 1 land away from being able to play one of our big creatures, to where I'm willing to take damage here from the Bounding Wolf, or from the Festival Crasher. Alright. Owie. His yard is gone. We'll take a break after this game, because I'm going to take a little walk to my car. But, try to leave you guys with some music. That, and I did get my stand notification from my iWatch that said, "Time to stand up, fool." It's like, alright, I'm up. I probably duel with Dominance. I was debating if I could get Coven going. And I don't think I can, so I won't worry about that. My concern is more by the time we get our Coven going, we're like screwed by the fact that they have Coven going and this thing has double strike. So they can give that thing double strike and then make it a 3/3 or a 9/9 or something ridiculous. I don't want to lose my decayed tokens, but I also don't think okay, that's fine. Discard a card. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to block. It is a 3/4, and they'd lose one, if not two creatures. I'd probably order the block in a way that I would kill that. Well, actually, maybe that's just them admitting they don't have a spell. Well, for 1 mana. Correction, a 1 mana spell. But I try to finish my drafts off, so that's why I say I'm gonna at least give you guys a little break after this. I gotta make a phone call anyway. But this is fishy. This is fishy. I don't kill. If it's just a spell, then this becomes a 3/4. Any old spell. But if it's a burn spell, not only I'll go there in hopes that we get just the trade. Because 2 spells and this thing just kills it. 1 spell and it's like, alright, we just bounce. And I'd rather just bounce. Because this thing can get very big. It'll just be a 5/3. I guess it still trades, but if it's a combat trick, then it didn't matter where I went because the combat trick's gonna go onto one of the creatures. Opting to go there, okay. Yeah, they had 2 spells. It didn't matter where I went on that one because they had the answer. Okay. Shall we? It's 2 dead creatures for the purposes of the Grizzly Ghoul. So a 6/5 becomes very difficult for them to deal with. So again, unless they're going to do the exact same attack knowing that they have 2 spells, which they didn't do, then I think I'm okay with that. So let's attack. We at least get rid of something, hopefully. But let's see. I'm willing to... It's a risk I'm willing to take. Nope, it's just to burn the Accursed. Okay. Well, that's one spell that they don't have in their deck anymore. But that also dictates me playing this card. Great. They have all the spells. My Diregraph Ghoul has to step in front of something. You know, if you have Play with Fire, then you have Play with Fire. Of course you did. So yeah, we lost on that. We were going to lose anyway. Because that would have taken us to 2, and they would just still be able to hold that over our head. Oh, man. That was rough. I think I played that, I mean, not horribly, but I mean, you tell me where I made the error there. Like, the fact that this deck only has 2 wins is kind of a shame. But, whatever. Anyway, let me put the little break screen on. I will probably play some Lord of the Rings music for you, just for a split second or two, because I will just take a quick break. Sorry, I'm like playing around with because it wasn't letting me minimize. Still isn't letting me minimize. I can click on things. I probably just need to restart the game, but okay. If it doesn't want to minimize, it doesn't want to minimize. So yeah, I'm just going to take a quick break, guys. But thanks for sticking with us, Bethalda and Joint Effort. Feel free to like, follow, and share, by the way, guys. And we do have a Facebook page. It is Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG. So I'll be right back. Be right back. Can we put this out in the open? Our worship is no longer floating. Yeah. But if we're to sink in this ocean, oh, I'll be here right by your side. We've been treading water, yeah. Now we're going under. We're going down. But I'll be around, around. Oh, we're going down. something so beautifully hopeless. How there's no way we can control this. So if we're to sink in this ocean, always fight if it's for you. It's just the way I want it to. Down, down. I'll be around, I'll be around. We're going down, 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 down. I'll be here right by your side. We've been treading water, yeah, and now we're going under, yeah. We've treading water, and now we're going down, down, down. I'll be around, I'll be around. We're going down, 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 down. I'll be here right by your side. We can keep on coming around. We can keep on sticking this out. We can keep on coming around. We can keep on sticking this out. We can keep on coming around. We can keep on sticking this out. All right. Oops. All these little tabs. You get to see all my layouts. All right. Allow me to just mute the mic. I think I can still start the game and hopefully play through here. It'll just be awkward. I do just need to make a phone call. That's why I say, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal if I don't want you to hear the phone call. That's why I'm going to mute the mic. But I'm saying I don't think it's that big of a deal if I'm playing in the middle of it. And I don't think you're missing too much in terms of information. So, because you can see that I have the deck, and you can criticize me on my plays or things like that while I'm talking on the phone. So that's not a big deal. So let's go. All right. I guess I couldn't play while I was on the phone. But it wasn't that long of a phone call, so it worked out. Yay! the new job probably will start like Monday by the look of it, by the sounds of it. So that's when I'll stop streaming unofficially. I say unofficially because I don't know when my days off will be, and then it's just a matter of figuring that out. If I do have Monday off, though, I'm fine if this becomes a 2-2, because I have answers. I still have answers. Another swamp. That is not another swamp, damn it. This was a good deck, so I hate to see it go down 2-3. It should at least go 3-3. But let's see. He's just going to flip in response. But I'm forcing the issue. Mm-hmm. Sure. There we go. Alright, a bunch of zombies. Yeah, we get clocked for 5. But they only have 1 card. I can't tell. No, sorry. They have 5 cards in hand. I was like, do they have that many cards in hand? I can't see. I can't block. Alright. Decline. I'm not interested in that. I was hoping to get them to discard a card. But beggars can't be choosers. Alright, mill. Land, counterspell. Okay. It's still going to be a 4-4 if I use it the way that I have to probably use it. Okay. And a startle. Wow. So yeah, we can't do anything against this deck. That's just way too many. I mean, I guess if I held the Bloodline Culling, we could have done something against that deck. But, whoa. That is so many zombie tokens that I'm just gonna pack it in. That I can't do anything about that. So much death. What can men do against so much death? Yes, my cadence is wrong, but you get it. Lord of the Rings reference. So much death. What can men do against so much death? Ride out with me. Ride out and meet them. The horn of Helm Hammerhand shall sound in the deep once again. Forth, Eolingas. Brrr. Looking at a deck list for this so-called modern Blink deck, and it's like, really? That's supposedly this broken, like, whatever deck, and kind of like, huh? Well, it's not broken, but you know what I'm trying to. It's like this is supposed to be like the next greatest thing, and I'm like, that's just a blue-white control deck with extra steps, because it's got Teferi, Time Raveler, Prismatic Ending, Counterspell, Archmage's Charm, Force of Negation, and Supreme Verdict. That is literally just blue-white control. Florian's good. Unfortunately, the issue is black-red isn't good. Like, black-red Vampires is not good. But Florian's okay. I mean, we just lost with the black-red deck. Well, it was black-green deck, but with multiple mythics, but multiple mythics doesn't always doesn't always guarantee victory. Hound Tamer. I'm excited for the rain, and I'm excited for this weekend. Because I have a wine tasting reservation, and I have... Ooh. We could listen to a professor from University of San Francisco discuss things. The werewolf might be the pick here, but I mean, I'll take the green card. I'm going to take the green card again. Maybe the Eaten Alive is better than the green card. Maybe. But that's a good green card. That's a good green card. That's a good red card. Okay, we'll take the Eaten Alive. I talked myself into it. Yeah, some drought science for you guys if you want to listen to me ramble about that. But to at least ramble for a little bit on that topic, we have a drought here in California. And, well, you know, you can sit there and say, you know, oh, well, you know, thankfully it's raining there, and maybe that's the end of the drought. No, the way drought science works is you have to recharge your groundwater wells, like your whole aquifer. Which here in California we have a booming farming industry, but you know, and when it comes to that, well, I shouldn't say booming. Booming means it's doing very well, but it's just we have a large portion of our economy is agriculture. There, that's a better way of phrasing it. But point being is they require a ton of water. They are a big drain on the groundwater wells that are out there, things like that, and so it's going to be a long process to try to get those wells recharged. If you think of a groundwater well as a savings account, like think of how long it takes you to save up to build interest and make money on your savings account. It takes a very long time. I'm just going to take the Awakener here. I mean, I'm not necessarily in blue. We could be green-red. This is one of the color pairings that I've just had the absolute least luck with. The least worst, whatever, it does not do well. I mean, we'll see what we can get here, but yeah, it just does not do well. It's open. You can see red is very open. Black less so, but red is very much open. I think green is open to a degree as well, but it is what it is. Marlon Mack of the Colts. Teams are making inquiries into whether they should trade for Marlon Mack. Or can trade for Marlon Mack. Not should, can. Depending on the extent of the injuries to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, if I were the Browns, I'd be making some inquiries into a running back. I have all the faith in Case Keenum. Not really, but as a quarterback, it's like he's competent enough where I'm not worried about that. OBJ and Landry, Javon Landry, are your only injuries at wide receiver. You have a couple at tackle. Maybe you can bring in like a defensive tackle or a defensive linebacker. Honestly, linebacker is the one position there that the Browns are thinnest at. I mean, I would get a cornerback to a degree, but I'm not going to freak out. I'm fond of Brimstone Vandal. I know that Draft Smith isn't, but I'm fond of it. I mean, that one ping could be the difference between winning and losing. And we want to get 24 cards because this is a land. It doesn't affect us. But Vampire, 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 Vampire. So we have the cards that care about vampires. Sure. I mean, maybe the other vampire is another Harvest Tide. Cool. I mean, this is now where I want the Celestus. Oh boy. Angelic Intervention's good. I don't know if I want to be splashing white. This is a better card for our deck, so I will take it and know that, and probably regret the fact that I lost that card to someone else who's in white and more willing to splash it than I am. Alright. Alright. Pyre's actually a pretty good card. I'm taking that for my vault. We're not going to play it. I've never played it. Burning down the house. All wet. You get to listen to my tangent here on the NFL. Sorry, Bethelda and Joint Effort. Are you fans of football? Tell me. Well, tell me in the comments. No, tell me in the chat here, the Twitch chat. What's your team? Are you Broncos? Are you Bills? Are you 49ers? What team do you watch? Hey, Lacy Lux. We're talking about the NFL while drafting here. Who's your team? Who do you root for? The Patriots? The Browns? The Broncos? I think our deck is pretty well established. That's why I don't think it matters what card we take there. Like, neither of those cards were going to benefit us. Second Vampire Socialite. Baneblade Scoundrel. Voldaren Stinger. So yeah, who's your team? Let me know. Might take out these Harvest Tide Infiltrators. We can go all vampires. Just kind of... Red was open. If that wasn't made clear, it's fairly obvious that red was open. So we were in... for that draft specifically, we were in the right colors. But how this shakes out is a totally different story. Alright. We probably aren't a Seize the Storm deck. So that can come out. I don't necessarily think we're... Oh, I definitely don't want the Pax Betrayal, sorry. These are the things that were when it auto drafts, like, it only auto drafts a couple cards, but these are the things I don't catch when it does that. So that's 15 creatures. I'm fond of the Brimstone Vandal, but what if I do that? And what if I do that and go 1, 2? We're all vampires, basically. Minus this one that can pump the team. Werewolf that can do that. And minus that werewolf, which is just a good werewolf. Like, because it makes for bad blocks. This is a fairly flat curve. 7, 6, 4, 5. Like, that's fairly even, honestly, because one more, and then you have 7 threes, and two more, you have 7 fives. So that's a fairly even curve. Yeah, the daytime nighttime aspect is bad when it comes to these Olivia Midnight ambushes and these Moonrager slashes. So maybe that's where we do want a Brimstone Vandal. But I don't know if I want it more than a Mounted Dread Knight, because a Mounted Dread Knight is a 6/5 trampler, and 6/5 trample is quite good. And then, especially with this Luminarch Frenzy, we don't really have any good sack outlets. But if I need to throw away a Falconwrath Predator, I can, or a Festival Crasher Perforator. Falconwrath Predator is a card, I swear to God. But anyway, yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, it's 41 cards. Darn! But I like the Elementalist, but that may not be the best card for us to be playing. And I like the Festival Crasher because we do have all these creatures. All these spells, sorry. We have a lot of creatures too, but the Perforator is guaranteed to give us some damage. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like that may be the card that gets cut, but it's guaranteed to get in for damage if I need to trigger something. The flyer can get rid of zombies. It's also the one of 2 flyers in our deck. Yeah. Maybe it is just Famished Foragers. Get Famished Foragers out of there. And then we're at 14 creatures and even 40, but still 16 lands. Back to our NFL talk. I grew up a San Diego Chargers fan, so I like the San Diego Chargers. I'm not a big fan of their move to Los Angeles. I feel dirty rooting for a team from LA because being in Northern California, we kind of hate the South for a whole variety of reasons. I'll let you do your research, but anyway, I'm just messing around. But, that's just been the reality of it here in the North. So, I spent a couple of years rooting for the Vikings. They're all right. Nothing against the Minnesota Vikings. And hey, Maria Bartholdi and Megan Wolf of Good Luck High Five Magic. They are... you can tap. I don't have anything with haste, I can assure you. They're of Minnesota, so they're Vikings fans. Presumably. I remember Megan saying at one point, this is a show so many, many years ago, but I remember her once saying that she was like from Texas or lived in Texas at one point, so maybe she's fairly educated, but I would say that she's probably a Cowboys fan. But the reason I bring up the education side of it is probably doesn't watch football at all because a lot of educated people typically just don't care about sports. That's not to say I'm not educated, because I do care about sports. I do. I do care about sports, but I am also educated. I could have passed waited tonight, but it doesn't do it any good. We only have like 3 cards that care if it's night, and whatever. I just kill it. And then if he wants to throw his decayed token away, then he can. And good, you know, because that's now nighttime and I can't do anything about that. Or, you know, depending on when she moved from Texas, the Houston Oilers could have still potentially been there. Which would then make her a Tennessee Titans fan. Because the Houston Oilers don't exist anymore. The one that I always find funny and like to, at least when I'm talking with, or I should say hanging out with sports people, they never realize or understand, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but it's like when you inform them that the Minneapolis Lakers moved to Los Angeles and became the Los Angeles Lakers, they're like, what? What do you mean? I had no idea. And it's like, yeah. There's a reason. First of all, there's a reason they're called the Lakers, because let's face it, Los Angeles doesn't have any lakes. Southern California only really has one natural body of water. Depending on where you draw that line, first and foremost, between the South and the North. But sure. But that said, one is not enough to call to found a sports team and call them the Lakers. Sure. They can block. So. I wish these lands had cycling. They do not. If I just don't target, then they don't get to draw a card. Okay. I'm like, I'm just going to cast the thing. Then I'm going to attack. And then if you have a drown, Revenge of the Drowned, I'd probably just put the zombie, the Purifying Dragon on top. The zombie on top. I don't have a zombie. I have a vampire. I'm gearing up for Crimson Vow by playing a vampire deck. Ha ha! Man, I haven't seen Martin in a while. I miss him. But then again, I probably just took too much time off. You know, we got some supportive individuals, and maybe Martin's still watching the feed on Facebook, which is IB_Devil. Capital MTG is the Facebook page. Remember to like it, guys. So, thanks for viewing. Again, Bethalda, Joint Effort, and Lacey Locks. Ooh. So just letting you guys know, like, we do have a Facebook page. Please view it, like it, follow it. All these videos automatically get uploaded there. At some point they get deleted because that's just what Facebook does, or so they say. Like they tell me that, oh, after so many days we're gonna scrub these videos. It's like, fine. But we now have a YouTube, so they're all up there. And I know we're just doing daily drafts, but don't forget, you're not going to trade that off, and I don't care if you do trade that off. There we go. But yeah, I have a YouTube channel now, so don't forget that. And also, for the record, so it's Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook are where all these are getting uploaded to. And then the for the record part of it is that I did play MTGO. I'm just mentioning that. Like, it's not always... I realize it's been a draft, like, for the past 2-3 weeks. But, like, a draft a day, and that's kind of all we're doing. Great. That's one way to get Coven. But just know that I also do play on MTGO. I just sold out of my collection, so I mean, if everything settles and it becomes the right thing to do again, then I will play. You know what? I'm gonna do that, and if it forces them to have a combat trick. Well, they still have Coven, but it forces the trick. Okay. Can only do one thing anyway. Ugh. We need a mountain. We need a mountain. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. Block, eh? Alright. Alright. Now what? The annoying contortionist troop is still going to give you Coven. No matter how hard Alright. Yeah, they were going to be able to block, so that's fine. Here's an interesting gamble. It was a gamble. And it paid off. That time it paid off. It's not necessarily going to pay off every time. Okay. Block. We're still disadvantaged because we're on a 9-turn clock here, but that I can't do anything about. Ooh, ow. Ooh, owie, owie, owie. I gotta kill that. They can only kill one. We didn't. Well, I guess we didn't have to block because they only take us to 2. But okay. Well, with Menace, they. Aha. Autopay. Flare Faith. Okay, defend the Celestus. For some reason, they. Well, I don't. I'd have to rewatch what they did that last turn. Other than casting the Hound Tamer and the other creature. Because if they had that, then I think they had lethal on us. Or maybe the logic was, okay, we block and then we get them next turn and yada yada. I'm not salty. It just is what it is sometimes. Like I say, I think black, red, and blue, red are some of the worst color pairings out there when it comes to this draft format. And I think we did all right. I mean, they were stuck on 3 lands for the longest time. We wiped the board. They just, had the answers. And the ability to gain. I mean, they were at 1 life, so the ability to gain life is like just proved too much for us to overcome. I needed one of the devils off of this burning down the house. In order to be effective. All wet, and you might need a raincoat. Shake down. We're walking in broad daylight. 365 degrees. Burning down the house. If you want. That was the only thing they were pressuring us with, so I'm not losing my mind over that. Alright, well, I kind of sort of lose my mind over that, because now I need a black mana. Give me a black man, 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 yeah, yeah. I'm not doing anything without a swamp. Alright, here we go. Just get rid of it. To the extent that I can, and I can't. Okay. Alright. Cool. 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 Whatever. And they just have a counter spell, so I can only play blockers. You know you have lethal on me. Okay, I don't understand that then. Because it's, you know you have lethal on me in the event that... Oh my god. Call from San Diego. How about that? Whatever. Uh, okay, you can pay it once. You didn't pay it. So, what are you doing? Here's the thing. I do that. It just gets countered. And... so... Oh, and I let it tap wrong. How about that? Well, it wasn't necessarily going to be nighttime anyway, but it still tapped wrong. I assume they have a burn spell, so it's fine. In the sense that I'm 100% certain we lost anyway. You got it, boss. I don't get the benefit anyway, so here we go. Should I worry about something with haste? I don't know. I know they have a Moonrager Slash, so we're just dead if they draw it anyway. Like, this is kind of a futile effort, but it's like, alright. I just keep fighting in hopes that, you know, we do something. Okay. Well, this is cheap. I go to 1. Unnecessarily? Oh, okay. You had to raise the effigy. I was like, you attack me? Because why? We haven't drawn Florian or whatever his name is, the vampire, in any of our games. I don't think I mulliganed him away either. So that's an interesting... I was gonna say I don't mind making it night, but oh boy, Tavern Ruffian. The curve is working out for us this game, this time. So far, I mean, I spoke too soon. I want to draw land. Yep. I knew it. How interesting. Kabang. The vampire, unfortunately, is... Well, it's okay. It's just not ideal in some ways. Like, I'm not opposed to that. But it's like, okay. I'm still 1 mountain away from doing much of anything. Well, you got that. You know, you got your wish there. But. That doesn't do me any good. That does. Because the Eaten Alive will just get rid of the damn Tavern Ruffian. Nope. Oh no. A bounding wolf. What will I do? Well, I guess I'll just have to play a 7/6. Would you like to discard another land? I'm more than happy to let you do that. Nope. On the one hand, you don't necessarily want them up on cards, but I'm kind of okay with that. Devils just sit there. I can take that block every day, and he knows I haven't eaten alive. So again, if there's a Tovolar or something stupid... Lunar Frenzy? Maybe the one card that we lose to? But I'm confident with the 7/6. 7/6. 3 damage that's pingable. And that pingable damage I can easily get by just sacking one. Okay. 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 I leave you vulnerable. Because that's what devils do. And even if you Bounding Wolf in response... Oh, nope. Moonrager Slash. Well done, but sorry. I still win. Family Feud clap. You know, good answer, good answer. Well, it looks like I'm going to have tomorrow off too, so we'll at least have another stream tomorrow where I may be able to rattle off the wins I need to get to Diamond. It takes... I'm trying to think... It just takes a lot of games and a lot of effort, and you definitely have to get on a real good win streak. I mean, I have to... Breaking even like I've been doing, or at least a little under, because that one, the one deck was only a 2 for 3, and this one's only a 2 for probably 3 as well. Even though they grant you like 2 to 3 losses when you get to a new tier in your ladder, it's very difficult to overcome because you got to win 5 straight, basically. So I don't think... Elysian, thank you for joining us. I don't think I can really get to... realistically get to Diamond before rotation. Oh, okay. Take 2 damage. I'm fine with that. Cool, I guess. I don't want to give him the option to flip it. So here comes the 3-drop that he can... Well, he can't sacrifice the 3-drop immediately. That's the good news. Sure. And I can't attack their graveyard, unfortunately, in the manner in which I would like. You gonna block? 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 Come on, you know you want to. I'm giving you the option. How do I want to trade this off? I'm gonna trade it. I don't think it's good for us to just kind of be like, oh, and leave the Ecstatic Awakener there. But at the same time, he can just disturb it back, right? It's got to disturb before, yeah. Alright. Make him disturb it. I changed my mind on the trade. But it's like, okay. You disturb it, and then you have the same conundrum if you want to take it. I have to play Florian mid-comp. Or this is the first time we've drawn it, first and foremost. Let me just say that, to you guys on the stream, Elysian, Lacey Lux, Joint Effort, and Bethalda. Like, this is the first time we've drawn the Florian. Yeah, he just blocks and trades it for the sake of... Unless you're going to eat it alive. Okay, he eats it alive and draws a card. Yeah, it's exiled. Oh, okay. We at least got one card deeper, which is why I'm okay with that. And I'm still just trying to get lands here. We're very weak to flyers, so I expect to kind of lose this matchup. Especially a 3/4 flyer. But shuffles 3 cards back in. Go on, be all sneaky. Okay. Florian, I didn't do any damage. Do I necessarily run Florian out when I can potentially just wipe the board of all of his flying shenanigans? Maybe. Well, now it doesn't matter. Those go into exile. Oh, and a Phantom Carriage. Well, well, well. I didn't want him to draw a card. That was the thing. So it's like, damn. Now I have to take damage off this stupid thing. Yep. We are weak to flyers. I need a land, and then I have to cast 2 of these Moonrager Slashes, which doesn't feel good, to get rid of a 4/4. We haven't eaten alive. If it flips tonight, we do have another... that feels bad. It feels bad. Okay, it's night. The 5/4 can at least step in front of this. Or this can't step in front of the 5/4 as easily as it could. Sure. I can pay. Alright. I was like, if that's a flip the switch, I can pay 4. Alright. I mean, what were my options there? I flip it back to daytime, but what else could I have done? Oh, that's a land. He's never going to give me the opportunity to block, but then again, I leave him in a situation where he has to be inefficient with his mana. But I flip it back to daytime, and then or to nighttime, and he has to, the ball's in his court to flip it back to daytime. Which they can do. Our opponent can do. He, they, he, she, I don't know what they are. I presume it's a he. Magic is so often male dominated. But yeah, being hit like twice by that 4/4 flyer was just bad. Once, if not twice. Just turned out to be bad. And I don't have enough, I don't have 9 mana, I only have 7 mana, so it's not like I can Ardent Elementalist, get this back, recast it, blow up the board, and then go on from there. No, we're in a pickle. All the Infernal Grasps get shuffled back in. They kind of had everything. Lots of flyers and Infernal Grasp. I can't burn anything out with this Cathartic Pyre. There's no point in using Cathartic Pyre on that thing. I don't think there's a point in discarding a card to draw a card either. Because what are our options? Ardent Elementalist doesn't save us. That doesn't save us. And he can... Yeah, well, I mean, we're dead. He knows we're dead. Bloop. He just makes it so the one creature can't be blocked, and then just swings in. I don't know what he was reading, but there's no point. Unless they wanted to play with their food, which... Cool. Like, I'll take the opportunity to stay in the game, but I don't think we had anything there. We were weak to flyers. Like, I mean, that was my concern when we drafted the deck, and that's my concern now. It was like, we are weak to flyers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, stinky. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to give you guys one more draft here. So we're going to go almost 3 hours. I'm probably only going to play one game, or at least play to a win. So maybe 2. Meathook Massacre. Oh boy. I have no reason not to first pick. Dissipate's good. Startle's good, but we'll just take the Diregraph Horde for now. So we can think about... I mean, it's a common, but it's not a bad common. But as the rest of the picks kind of come in, and we can kind of see and better assess what's going on here. Well, Mardu. Golgari is an option. We've had bad luck at getting Crawl from the Cellar, so I don't know. I guess I'll just take a Crawl from the Cellar. And that's good. That's a white card. Siege Zombie's a good white card, too. Or not white card, black card. Siege Zombie is a good card, yes. I misspoke. But Eaten Alive is removal, so I'll take and it's exile removal too. So, let's go back to our initial conversation, guys, which was, who's your NFL team? Do you like football? Type in the chat, yes, no, maybe. And who's your NFL team? So who do you support? If you do like football, who do you support? If you don't, then, But we know that Seth lives in upstate New York, so Saffron Olive, hello everybody. It's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive. We know that he supports the Buffalo Bills. We know that Richard, who spent time in, I think he said Toronto or somewhere. I forget where Richard of MTG Goldfish said that he used to live. I find it funny that all these cards kind of wield the way in which they wield, but I guess we have a decent start for a black-white deck. We're going to make it happen by the look of it. Yep, another Loyal Gryff. So see, lots of Loyal Gryffs. Those should already be taken. The fact that people aren't taking Loyal Gryff is kind of perplexing. Especially because Loyal Gryff can bounce your... nobody probably has an adversary in this draft. Never say never, but the odds of that are quite low. Oh, this is the first time I've seen one of these cards. I'm going to take him over, or her, I guess, over the Duelcraft. Duelcraft is very good, but I don't think I've ever won a game where they played this card on 3. It's very difficult to overcome. Oh, Rite of Oblivion. Sorry, I didn't even see the Rite of Oblivion. Hello. Not to mention the fact that with its ward cost of discard a card, I can just bounce it with Loyal Gryffs to keep it alive. So that's brutal to your opponent when you can sit and do that. Just sit back and be like, haha. And I've scooped to that. I don't think I've done it on stream because I think I played that off stream. But there was a game where he just, bounced that thing. And it was like, whoa, there's nothing I can do to remove your Graveyard Trespasser. And that's like the card I absolutely positively need to remove in order to win this game. Because once it gets to night, I think it has a different word. What's the word cost at night? I think it's just pay life. Oh no, it's still discard a card. Same exact. I'm thinking of Sedgewig or the Sedgemoor Witch. The one from Strixhaven, which is ward of pay 3 life. Which in Constructed is a lot different than Yeah, I get to walk outside with a towel and dry off my bike. Fun, fun, fun. And then put a garbage bag over it. I suppose I could also buy a tarp and do the same thing. Like, I have this nice little patio in my apartment, and I mean, it's not a great, it's just a little patio. Um, but when we get rain here in California, which is rare, but when we do, my bike has to live outside on the patio. I don't have enough room in the apartment. Spell, 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 spell. I'm going to take the card draw for now. We got a Flare Faith anyway. Figure out the rest later. Not too many creatures here in well, the Novice, I do like the Morning Patrol, and we probably, there's something to be said for that, but I think the Novice Cultist is what we need with all this sacrifice. Like, that's the better card for sacrificing. I don't, because it gets a card, and that's a good card for sacrificing too, because it removes something. There's the Dual Craft, so we got the Dual Craft anyway. Yippee. And then hopefully we get the... Oh, maybe Sedgemoor Witch is the... I think I... Whatever. It's the... But the Strixhaven Witch is what I was talking about. It is Sedgemoor Witch. I just looked it up. The other one's, I guess, the Candle Witch or something. I'm not looking. Oh, no, we didn't flip one. I was like, I'm not looking to see if we did flip one. We didn't. So there. What are we looking at? We're looking at 9 creatures. Yeah, I probably should take the Morkrut then. Real Werewolves has kind of fallen off. So is Dimir Zombies. If you look at the standard metagame right now, it's Izzet Dragons, Mono Green Aggro, Mono White Aggro. Basically the aggro decks to try to get rid of the turns decks. Because you have multiple Izzet decks and a one Grixis deck. In your... Jund playing Esika's Chariot, that's the only green card. If you're playing Esika's Chariot and Jund, though, why aren't you playing... I'd be playing Ren. It's like a Jund Dragons. Candle Grove Witch, okay. I'm going to take the Candle Grove, yeah. Removal is probably key, but the Ritual of Hope is probably very good in our deck. Assuming these creatures can turn on Coven easily enough. But we only have 11 creatures. Lots of removal, but only 11 creatures. Well, if you watched Lion King 1.5, there's a song called The Morning Report. Which it was in the Lion King Broadway musical. But at any rate, that's what I think of. It was The Morning Report. Which, that's a Broadway musical. I mean, if you are into musicals, and now that Broadway has reopened in New York, and perhaps your local state, whatever your local theater is, has reopened their production as well. I mean, we're probably one of the last states to reopen, California and New York. So you probably had that ability anyway, to go and see a movie slash show in a theater. But the point is that if you ever have the opportunity to see Lion King, I vastly, vastly recommend seeing that one. Very, worth it and very good. It's a totally different experience than the movie. Like, yeah, the songs are the same, and there's two or three different ones in there. Morning Report being one. There's also the They Live in You, but they put They Live in You in the I'm just having a brain fart. In the Lion King 2. I believe they sing it in that one for some reason. When he's thinking about, like, his father. I'm not sold on the importance of my lands here over everything else that we have. I mean, our curve tops out at 5, and there's only 2 5-drops. But welcome to Arena, where Arena's going to be like, nope, you're never going to draw those cards, because I said so. And it's like, why? It's like, because I said so. Well, that's not a good enough reason. We can bring all these things back. We can bounce them back. I don't think I necessarily need the secondary Sedgemoor Witch. Candle Grove. God, I did it twice. I mean, this might help us turn on Coven. But the only things that care about Coven are that one and the Witch. Yeah, nothing else cares about Coven. But 1 power, 2 power, 3 power, and then if... Oops, sorry, I didn't... Getting Coven may be very difficult for us. I will say that, because we only have... Like, this is just meant to be a removal and grind of a deck. It's not meant to do much else. But yeah, I'll do 1. If we don't win, then I'll do 2. And if I'm feeling generous, I'll give you a game of Historic. Because I said that I might. What do you think about the Baltimore Ravens, chat? There is a question for you. I like nothing more than to see the Ravens lose, but they beat the Chiefs. But I mean, I'm impartial on that one. I hate the Chiefs also. Remember, Charger fan by raised a Charger fan, but again, just not fond of the fact that they're in LA. He'll take the card, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a free card. I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to throw in all the other things for free, At the cost of 1 life. No, well, that's suspicious, so... Well, I got in there. Alright. I'm still... I can bring it back. But... Let's see... Oh. It landed. Sure. I think I'm okay with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I do want to see what else is there, but hey, draw a card. Oh, you drew a card. What am I to do? Now if I draw planes, I can... I mean, you can't stay away and bring it straight to the battlefield. They're going to try to outgrind us, and the blue-black decks are very good at grinding. But what do? You tap one thing down. I'll gladly throw the Flesh Taker in front. Especially if you're willing to trade off a Scawbringer for it. Because there's a method to my madness. And that's I have Can't Stay Away, which I love that card. You may be able to do something with this in Modern because it's only 2 mana. I don't know what, but because it can only bring back mana value 3 or less, but you could do something with that. Willing to take it. Interesting. Alright. Do you have a counterspell? No. He's coming back. Alright, all the spells are in my graveyard. Okay. Yep, just dies. Corpse Cobble, okay. Up to 2 cards. We have them pretty locked down, but I don't... Okay, you tap 2, draw a card, and then you can't tap anything down, and then I win. Okay, yeah, I'm like, depending on how you block, I can still sack everything to the Flesh Taker and win. Unless you have a Geist Wave, I don't get blown out by that. Heck, I can sack one thing. And just be like, gotcha. There may be some sort. I mean, I remember the old black-white Death and Taxes kinds of decks. Oops, wrong. Thankfully, I didn't enter the queue there. But yeah, I'll give you 1 game of Historic here, just because I'm nice. But yeah, it's like, is there something that you could do with like Can't Stay Away and in Modern? Because you could play like maybe Stitcher Supplier, mill some things, and then you Can't Stay Away on 2. Possibly get them back. This is a keep. It's not an amazing keep, but it's a keep. As long as they're not running mainboard Graveyard Hate, well, I think we're alright. If they are running Maiden Bird Graveyard Hate, then so be it. Like, lesson learned. Pay 2 life. Looting. We don't know what colors they're in, but I'm still gonna just, I think, pitch the Mystical Dispute. If they're in blue, then, again, lesson learned. Like, you got blown out. I don't really have any spells, so whatever you want to take, and if you want to take the creature, okay. I can't foretell. I'm saving this. I accidentally played a land, but the logic here is, let's see what I can hit, because I can hit 2 1-drops, and then it's not too bad. Alright, so I have the land in my hand, whether it works or not. Okay. I accept that. And then I go here. Unholy Heat is a fine card. Because it can step in front of a Planeswalker. Okay. I was probably going to play the Crackling Drake, but you know, if you want to take it, I understand with your thought erasure. Gonna go to the... Oh, they didn't top or bottom? I don't understand how that... Oh, duh. I'm like, huh? It's like, you idiot. You know how Surveil works. Arena just doesn't know how Surveil works. Okay. Okay. I do kind of want to kill it now, but I won't. They have 1 card in hand. I don't know what it is. It's a chance I have to take. And that's why. Because if it's removal, then they remove it. Okay. Okay. I can do this all in combat, but there's a method my madness. And that's I get my Phoenix back. Alright. Beginning of combat. Hey. And you now know the 1 card in my hand. I guess I could have kept a secret if I wanted to keep a secret. But I had no reason to keep that secret. Heat is heat. But again, I just was like, whatever. If you're gonna Unholy Heat, or if you're gonna, you know, if you're gonna play a creature or something where I'd want the Unholy Heat in my hand over the straight up 6 damage, then it's like, whatever. Because I just take the straight up 6 damage and call it a day. And then you have to hold the counter magic to be able to respond to it. This is some awkward ass sideboarding, but it's a control deck, clearly. So we kind of want to out-control them. And if they're playing Graveyard Hate now, then why do I want to be running Phoenixes? Sure. I'm not necessarily desperate to get the Phoenix in my graveyard. And they're not getting any value off Thought Seizing us. You'd probably take the Crash Through because the Crash Through is a cantrip, but point is that... Okay. Point is they get no value off of that exchange. It's like, what did you get? Nothing. And what did it cost you? 2 life. So I think I'm okay with that. Decline. I do want that. Thank you very much. I don't want a Faithless Looting, because Faithless Looting, I can't get the Phoenix back this turn. They're both sorceries. Well. Alright. I'm playing around Graveyard. I mean, you should probably take Finale, but whatever you do, that's your decision. And I've got a Phoenix next turn. If you don't take the Phoenix, and if you do take the Phoenix, then I Phoenix by virtue of casting 3 spells. Yep, Finale. Good choice, good choice. It's just better, I think, that way, because now they have to burn removal and a piece of Graveyard Hate to get the Phoenix. If that's their strategy. Alright. Or they just return it to my hand, but it's got haste, so that's dumb. Okay, you see the 1 card in my hand that I drew by virtue of last turn. Okay. I'm going to draw some cards. Well, I'm going to pitch that. And I'm probably going to pitch that. Then I'm going to cast Rowan. And I'm going to use Rowan here as a very difficult thing for him to remove. Crash Through, looting, and then potentially another looting. And it's just Crackling Drake. It's a 5/4. Alright. Take 1. You're doing more damage to yourself than you are to me. Took the Dragon's Rage Channeler. I don't agree with that. You might as well take the looting and make it more expensive. Right now it costs 1 red. You make it cost more than 1 red if you play your cards right. So this is probably, I assume this is him holding up. Oh, nope, just gonna flash that in and make some stuff happen. Alright. You got it, boss. I'm going to deal 3 to you. I get my Phoenix back. And then you have to block probably the big Drake. And then you take 3. 3, you're at 1. And maybe I hit a shock. And then I did still. Did I have a land drop? Maybe I did still have a land drop. Unimportant. Unimportant. Let's play some powered up goblins here, and then I swear to God I will sign off. But I'm just enjoying talking and listening to my own voice. Ta-da! Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da, ta-da, ta-da-ta, 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 ta-da-ta. I guess I should have swung for 1, but hey, this is a fun casual format. It's really just Jumpstart, but it's like we took Jumpstart and decided to put some additional to like meld the standard format into it. And it's like cool. That's interesting. Green, red, but spells. I don't know. Well, it's probably burn. Probably just burn. And ironically, the same powered up kicker deck, maybe? I'm fine with that. It's a unique concept. They're not real standard decks. I mean, nobody's playing Gruul in standard. Nobody's playing Kicker in standard. I mean, you may be playing Thermal Alchemist in standard because I mean, there's probably a burn deck that isn't very good because everything's so focused on Esika's Chariot. Damn it! But in Ren, you get a 1/1 token. Okay. Yeah, I got my iWatch bugging me. Yeah. The watch. It says, run around, be active, stand while you can. Alright. Okay, and yeah, so they're, okay, maybe it's goblins, but I don't remember Thermal Alchemist being a goblin. So maybe it's the exact same deck pairing? This is intriguing. It can't attack, it's got defender. Excuse me. I'm kind of okay with that. It's like if he's got shenanigans, then let him play out his shenanigans. We have our fisherman. Declare blocks. Sure. Ping. Untap. 3/3. You got it. Draw 2. I can only protect one creature. And that Goblin Trashmaster is probably the most important creature for me to keep alive here. Yep, 1/1, 1/1. Alright. Kick it for the sake of kicking it. Unfortunately, that spell doesn't give it trample. And they have 4 cards to our 0. There is a goblin that lets you play off the top of your library if you can deal damage to your opponent. Oh, I think it's landfall. Landfall is what they're... And then maybe, I guess, red spells of some sort. I mean, it is a mirror match, but it's a mirror match in a totally different context. Trade off the goblin, I don't care. We at least clear the board. I just don't want to lose the Trashmaster. Trashmaster is a lord. So, lords are good. Lords are quite good. Spikefield Hazard, that only deals 1 damage. I don't understand that. It's like I just wanted to Spikefield Hazard you out of spite. For hate's sake, I stab at you. Oh, you got that. Shakespeare. Oh, land. Now we can rumble with everything. Oh, nice. Yeah. Step in front. Mm-hmm. I mean, if they're consistent about it, which they're not, so... We overwhelm you with goblins. Take 4. And I don't think their deck has any board wipes, but... Nope. You can level it up as many times as you want. We didn't need to play the gang leader. We still had lethal regardless. Just paying the equip cost. That's fine. I give you that, my opponent. You know, fair, fair. All right. So because that game didn't have any pressure and whatnot, it kind of, you know, calms me down, and then we can really talk about kind of what we were talking about here. I'm just going to do that. Oh, I thought I resigned. I did. Just to clear that out so you don't see the fact that it says resume. But alright, thank you very much for joining us today. Everyone from Bethalda, Elysian, and Joint Effort, and Lacey Lux. Lots of X's. So thank you very much. You're welcome to interact in chat and say hi, hello. But remember, we do have a Facebook page. Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG is the Facebook page. Remember to like and follow that one. I interact with that one periodically. That lets you know my actual stream schedule. Right now, it's pretty much consistently been every day from about 10 to around 2. Somewhere in that span is when I'll get started, and then I go for about an hour and a half most days. Today we went a full 3 and then some. So you got a real good stream out of it, and you know, I feel pretty good about it. Hopefully you feel good too. But now I'm off to the gym, and then I get to spend time with my lovely spouse. And get to cook her dinner and take all the crap from her about how I didn't do anything today. Until I finally did get motivated here in the afternoon. But anyway, enough about my personal life. Like I say, Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG on Facebook. Zoibe, I think it's straight Zoibe Devil on YouTube. I've only verified that a couple times. And then Yield Twitch is also Zoibe Devil. Yep. We're live now. We got a bunch of little videos out there. There's no views on any of them. One has 3. And then you go all the way down to Hoogland, and Hooglands have 780. But yeah, it is just Zoibe_Devil on YouTube. That is my channel. I'm not editing them. They're all just up there, and you know, watch them, enjoy them. Please. But anyway, thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time. Probably tomorrow, but I can't guarantee you that, so, because I don't know if I'm going to have to go into work tomorrow or not. But it sounds like my new schedule will actually come about over the weekend, so I'll have a better idea when I'll be working then. So anyway, talk to you guys later. And again, like, follow, share, subscribe on the channel. I'll just say it because I do have you 4 guys here. And some of you I haven't seen before. You're welcome to donate to the channel if you want to. The PayPal is Tanner, TANNER, number 4 at sbcglobal.net. You're more than welcome to donate to the channel on PayPal to keep me going and keep me motivated to do this. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to. But again, just to end it for the sake of ending it, bye-bye. Have a great rest of your day, and follow the Facebook page and the YouTube and the Twitch. So Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG on Facebook, Zoibe Devil YouTube, and here on Twitch, Zoibe Devil. So anyway, thank you very much, guys.